It is Monday, October 18th, 2021. Today is the 2-year anniversary of Event 201. Again, it was a coronavirus pandemic simulation put on by the entities that declared the pandemic and are now profiting off the pandemic. It was done the day that the Military World Games began in Wuhan, China. Military World Games that are credited to the Jesuit order that began in Rome, where the Jesuits operate out of, in 95. Because again, the Jesuits were created to counter the 95 Theses written by Martin Luther, and they were recognized by Rome on the day leaving 95 days left in the year. Colin Powell's dead at 84, and would you believe that he was born on the 95th day of the year, and his middle name is Luther, like Martin Luther, not to be confused with Martin Luther King Jr., who was assassinated on the 95th day of 1968. And of course, the picture of Bush, the skull and bones president who used him like a pawn, put him in front of the United Nations to lie us into the Second Gulf War. But they're saying Colin Powell today is dead from COVID-19 despite being fully vaccinated. But I just want you to understand where Event 201 and Dead at 84 come together. And again, it's in Gematria. The Jesuit order equals 201 and 84. And these are super special numbers to the Jesuit order. Their founder's name, Ignatius of Loyola, equals 201. He died in history 84 days from his birthday in 1556. The year 56 matters because Society of Jesus, their formal title, equals 56. So does coronavirus, so does COVID vaccine. Right now, we're living in the time of the first Jesuit Pope, who is 84 years old right now, Pope Francis. His birth name is Jorge Mario Bergoglio, which equals 201. He's the first Jesuit Pope and the first to live at Suite 201 in the Vatican. You learn this knowledge, you see who runs the show, who's behind these agendas, who needs to be held accountable. Look into the Tuskegee experiment, 201 people in the control group, and that's not an accident. That tells you who was behind the Tuskegee experiment. You serve their order, this is eventually what happens to you. You end up dead by their numbers. His full name, Colin Luther Powell, has Gematria of 85, just like the Jesuit motto, Jesus Hominum Salvator. And his birthday is April 5th. That's the 95th day of a non-leap year. The year MLK was assassinated, Martin Luther King Jr., he was killed on April 4th, 68, which was a leap year, so it was the 95th day of that leap year. But here's the other thing. From his April 5th birthday to October 18th, 28 weeks on the nose. COVID 28, Pfizer 28, kill 28. Dead exactly 28 weeks after the birthday, on the nose. If you're new here, what we call the 4 base ciphers, the alphabetic order forwards and backwards with the rules of numerology. His name, Colin, is the exact same as COVID in all 4 ciphers. With regards to being the first black Secretary of State appointed by George W. Bush, the Skull and Bones member, remember Skull and Bones gets their symbolism from the Knights Templar, and the Jesuit logo up here has the Templar cross in it. From Bush's July 6th birthday, remember Skull and Bones equals 76. Daniel Coit Gilman equals 76, the Skull and Bones member that founded the Johns Hopkins University, one of the Event 201 simulators. Where the Johns Hopkins University equals 322, the number that Skull and Bones has on their door at Yale. And by the way, Daniel Coit Gilman's birthday is also July 6th. His name equals 76 like Skull and Bones, and his birthday is 7-6 like George W. Bush's. And again, from George W. Bush's birthday to today is 104 days later. Roman Catholic Church is 104. And it just reminds me that it's been almost 2 years since I had Fox News tugging at me from behind, trying to keep me from ruining their news set, because I was interrupting their COVID coverage to ask them why they wouldn't talk about Event 201. I said, you guys need to talk about the real event that nobody knows about. And it's so sad to think that here we are 2 years later, and still, if you surveyed America, almost no one would know that the same companies who are profiting today simulated the pandemic. This other headline up here, you guys, empty store shelves spell danger for Biden, right? They're telling us it's going to be a sad Christmas. If you want to get your gifts, you better get them now because they're probably going to be sold out in the near future. But remember, all of this is tying in with Agenda 21, which was agreed to in the 90s. If you don't know about Agenda 21, in the early 90s, the New World Order got together in South America, where the current Pope is from, where the current superior general is from, the leader of the Jesuits. They got together and they said by the year 2021, let's come together, let's curb global consumerism, let's curb fossil fuel usage, let's get on a different path by the start of 2021. But the thing is, the entities that want to control these things are also the entities that have brought about these consumer habits. And it's just, the thing is, they always want to be in control. And if they create the problem, then they want to also provide the solution. That's what's wrong with these New World Order types. They just are all about control. They'll bring the destruction. They'll bring what they think are the supposed solutions. The thing is, they just need to be removed from control. They're the ones that are ruining the world. The signing day for Agenda 21 was June 13th of that year, which is the day leaving 201 days left in the year. They signed off on it in Rio de Janeiro, which also equals 201. Remember when they did this in Rio de Janeiro? What was it? Vaccine saves? Is that what it was? Yeah, it was. On the Christ the Redeemer statue, they put vaccine saves, right? With like a light. And vaccine saves, 201. The man who built this statue, I think it was young Ben who caught this one as well. Heitor de Silva Costa, 201. The same group that did Event 201, they did another simulation called Clade X, May 15th, 2018, and it was exactly 666 days before the pandemic was declared. 666, biblical numbers. May 15th can be written 15/5, like coronavirus and Christianity 155. But here's more proof of how well the vaccine works, too. Colin Powell, fully vaccinated, dead from COVID-19 by the numbers.